Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference ahead of match day 13 against Toronto FC. We have head coach Nick Cushing with us. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. When called upon, please say your name and outlet. We'll start with questions in the room. Borja?
George from the Exchange. Coach, last time we played Toronto, as we were leaving at halftime, there was a little bit of a situation. Has that been brought up, or have you thought about it since then, going back there now?
No, I think ultimately in games when it was a tight game, right? It was a really good game in the sense of the intensity that both teams played at. You know, we concede a goal early, we then tie it with a fantastic individual goal. Santi, I think ultimately emotions are always high. There was nothing in it. It was, you know, two teams that are fighting for 3 points, and I thought it was a great game. I think we've used that game a lot to almost analyse Toronto, because I think they're really well coached, and I think the way that they play in that 5 at the back system and how they can be aggressive in that system, it's going to be important for us to prepare.
Before I fully ask the full question, what's the injury situation and who's available and who isn't for Saturday?
Well, the injury situation is fairly similar, but everybody has trained this week. We've had, normally I say everybody but Maxi Morales has trained this week, which has been a huge lift for the team, a huge lift for him. Great for the staff that have worked with Maxi. The medical team and Maxi have worked incredibly hard to get to this point where he starts to be integrated with the team. He's not ready for the game. He's not in full training, but he's in the training with the team. So really pleased for Maxi. But yeah, everyone's fit, everyone's ready, and you know we had an opportunity to put some guys into the Open Cup game to, give them some minutes. But everyone's prepared for Toronto.
Mijatovic played the full 90 last night in the victory. What was your assessment of him?
Really pleased to get him a game. It's been a complex period in the sense of getting Jovan in and then him going away with national team and then having to go through the visa process. Nobody's fault, it's just a natural issue. But then getting him in, but he managed to nick an ankle injury when he was away with the national team, and then when we got him back, he picked up trying to accelerate the process of getting him ready, because we want him to start football games. I want him, to be in the team. So he managed to pick up a slight adductor strain, which put him out of last week. So we decided to put him through a process of training him over the weekend, which is why he missed the game, and then preparing him to get 90 minutes in the Open Cup game has put him in the best possible place to be ready for Toronto, Philly, Red Bull. So really pleased with the way he played, the physical nature of the game, how aggressive he was. And we saw, a little snapshot of Jovan. So we're really excited to get him in the team, and I think he's going to be a really exciting player for New York.
Any other questions in the room? One more?
Coach, obviously New York sports are on fire right now. Knicks, Rangers, Yankees, you guys won 2 out of 3. Do you guys maybe bring that up, like kind of going to momentum with what's happening and having it trickle into us here?
I don't bring it up, but the guys bring it up regular. There's some really strong Knicks fans in the dressing room, and Kevin O'Toole leads that for us. He comes in with the Knicks jersey when the team wins. So, I think it's really good for New York. I think, we have a really passionate sports culture here in the city, and I think, whether it's Yankees or whether it's Rangers or whether it's Knicks or whether it's ourselves, we just want to deliver for our fans. The passion here is one that is really infectious, and I think I watch with my boy, my 13-year-old boy now loves the Knicks, loves Jalen Brunson. I watched last night, great finish and really exciting. So we want to deliver as well for the city. We want to make sure that we play exciting soccer and we win. So it is inspiring, and we want to continue to deliver as well.
Okay, on to the Zoom. Oliver?
Hi, thank you. This is Oliver Strand with Hudson River Blue. In past years, you have switched from a 4-back to a 3-back, but usually that was because of a question of personnel, because of injury, or because of who was available. You're coming up on 3 games inside of 2 weeks. Will we see a tactical change on the field in order to accommodate that rotation, or are you committed to a 4-back defense?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. That when you're rotating, to fit the rotations in, that has been probably the deciding factor in why we've changed. You know, we had an international break where we changed to 3 in the back because we can put Strahinja in and we can put, you know, Burke and Thiago together. And I also did that across last seasons, but also at times when we play against a back three, I like to match it with a back three because I think, you know, Toronto are going to press and they're going to come with the 2 forwards and 1 in behind, or with a forward and 2 10s in behind. And I think to put 3 players in there and to bring the fullbacks low, I think is really important for us and will almost overload and give us, you know, numbers high. So I have decided to do that, and there is 100% consideration in that. And I think with, you know, Strahinja and, you know, Andres Pereira really pushing and with Tavon Gray, and, you know, the guys are desperate to get games. They're working incredibly hard, and we have a game around the corner. So there's definitely a thought process in, you know, the success we've had in playing, you know, matching up shape and having 3 against 3, you know, 3 against 3, having, you know, a back 5 in. So it's a consideration. We'll decide what we feel is the right decision going into the game tomorrow, and then hopefully, you know, prepare the guys to go and put in a performance at Toronto.
Chris?
Hey, Coach. Jovan didn't train last week till Friday, and you mentioned the injury that kept him out of the game on Sunday. Yet he didn't make the injury report that was provided by the club. Just curious, one, mechanically how that the injury report is put together, you know, with collaboration between you and the training staff, and then 2, why Jovan was left off it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, the injury report is really simple. The injury report is put together between myself, the medical team, and the comms team, and it's really basic. Injured players go on the injury report, and I explained Jovan didn't train until Friday, but trained on Friday. The problem with Jovan is we want him to get game minutes. It's not about 20 minutes off the bench and 10 minutes here so that he can accrue the ability to start in the team. I want to accelerate that process as fast as possible. So, you know, to put in a full training session on Friday, a full training session on Saturday, a full training session on Sunday, train again Monday, have a rest day, play on Wednesday, has given him the ability to be ready for selection. He can start a game. So, you know, I didn't want to get into the process. He wasn't injured. I don't want to get in the process where he comes off the bench and then he loses a day because he gets 10 minutes and you can't train pre-game. So it was a process of, you know, trying to accelerate him to start. I'm sure you'll see across the Toronto, the Philly or the Red Bull game, the fruits of that, because he is in contention now to start a game and to play, you know, a full game and really impose himself. He's a top quality number 9 and brings a completely different dimension to our offensive game, and ultimately goals are what we want, right? So I wanted the ability to be able to select him, and we're in a great place with that now.